Well, when you knock down an argument against something, you are kind of, in a way, strengthening the original thing that's being argued against. Right?
Well,
Yeah, go ahead.
so many of the arguments in this essay are, used by tons of people, not just me. So I mean, they're widely used arguments against Christianity, and I think are a lot of the source of doubts for a ton of people. So by arguing against them,
They're also very Christian-specific arguments. Otherwise, it would be called "Why I'm Not a Theist."
And also, like I said earlier, you can't argue against something without implicitly arguing for something. And so the standards by which I educate against Bertrand Russell's arguments come from, in my perspective, at least in my perspective, my own Christian understanding of things and my own Christian worldview. And so it's strengthened, like Chris was saying, like Emily was saying, by these objections being neutralized or answered. And that it remains, I'm not necessarily doing anything offensive in terms of saying, like, yeah, Bertrand Russell, you should definitely accept this instead. But it's implicit. Is that? Yeah.
I know you said you can't really reason up to God, and I would tend to agree with that. But do you, or did y'all come up with any responses to his objection to like the first cause argument? If God created everything, then who created God? If God's the first cause, then what caused God?
Well, God being infinite and boundless is kind of a hard concept to wrap your mind around. Actually, it's an impossible concept to fully understand without also being infinite and boundless. But basically, if something's infinitely boundless, it can't have had a beginning, and that would mean it existed for forever. The universe is neither infinite nor boundless, therefore it had to have a cause.
What I would add on to that is sort of what Chris is getting at is that what Bertrand Russell uses as a premise is that everything has to have had a cause, which I think he tries to take from William Paley and William Lane Craig King later, and other people have used. Thomas Aquinas famously used the first cause argument. But what I would say is that's not necessarily true, and that's not what we should be doing. Everything that has a beginning has a cause. That's what Chris is sort of getting at with as far as infinitude. And so, in terms of the universe was created, who created God, I don't think that like Chris was saying, is really a good objection to the case. I still don't put a whole lot of faith in the first cause argument as being an open and shut case for the existence of God. But I don't think that Bertrand Russell's arguments against it in any way lessen his arguments against that arguments are arguments against the existence of God. And as far as apologists go, we can clarify that.
Right. Yeah. I was curious.
I didn't raise this in my head before I raised my hand, so bear with me. But I want to know, as apologists and as believers, because this is something I struggle with as a believer, how do you balance your appreciation for others' worldviews and attempts to understand others' worldviews with your sense of urgency and command of the Great Commission from Jesus Christ?
Ooh, that's good. I think it's something that we should all struggle if we are Christians. Where do we go out and share the gospel, what we hold to be true, and where do we accept other people's views? And how do we balance that? Is that the question that you're asking, how we balance it?
Still clinging to absolute truth, because it's that for us to purity our faith in the end.
I think it really comes down to you have to set up what you cannot compromise on. Like what are things in your faith that you cannot compromise in? Because if you